Have you ever sent an email saying, do the needful, and just wondered why nobody replied?
Oh, I see that happen all the time.
Right. Or, wait, imagine this. You just landed a great new job.
The absolute dream.
Exactly. It is your very first day in the office. You're sitting at your desk trying to project total competence, just sipping your coffee.
Looking like you totally belong there.
Yeah, playing it cool.
Yeah.
And suddenly, a direct message pops up from your new manager that just says, please update me by EOD.
Oh, no. The classic test.
You instantly freeze. Like absolute panic sets in. You are staring at the screen thinking, what on earth is EOD? Is that a piece of software?
Or like a secret company code you missed in training.
Exactly. So with your heart pounding, you type back the only logical response you can think of. You say, sir, I don't have EOD installed on my laptop.
That is just brutal. But honestly, so relatable.
It really is. And don't worry, if you've been there, you are not alone. Today, we're uncovering the most common office communication mistakes and showing you how to sound professional, confident, and clear at work.
Which is so important. Hello, everyone. I'm super excited to be here. My goal today is to take these real-life, kind of funny but stressful office scenarios and decode them for you.
Welcome to the Deep Dive, everyone. Today is all about practical, entertaining, and confidence-building advice. Because, brilliant technical skills can literally just be overshadowed by poor communication habits, right?
Oh, absolutely. Your work doesn't speak for itself, You really have to speak for your work.
So true. Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start with the foundation of so many of these disasters. The sources we're looking at today point to something we see everywhere. The curse of vagueness.
The guessing game. It is the worst.
It really is. Like those one-word yes replies or the send it ASAP emails. Why do incredibly smart people communicate like they're sending, Morse code distress signals?
Well, it really comes down to two psychological concepts, cognitive load and the egocentric bias.
Okay, wait, break that down for me.
Sure. So let's look at the classic one-word reply. A manager sends a detailed message asking, have you completed the report? And has the design team reviewed it?
Right, a two-part question.
Exactly. And the employee simply replies, yes.
Because the employee thinks they're being super efficient, right?
Yeah.
Like, you asked a binary question, I gave a binary answer.
Precisely. But what they're actually doing is shifting the cognitive burden entirely onto the receiver.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, cognitive load is essentially the mental effort required to process information. So in a fast-paced environment, that single word creates a cascade of new mental tasks for the manager.
Because they have to figure out what the yes applies to.
Exactly. They receive that yes and instantly have to cross-reference it. Like, wait, which part of the question are they saying yes to? Is the report submitted? Is it reviewed? Where's the file?
So you're essentially handing them a locked safe, but like keeping the combination?
That is a perfect way to visualize it.
You've given them an answer, but they have to do all the heavy lifting to extract the actual value.
Right. You are forcing your colleague to play detective. The professional alternative isn't writing a whole essay,
No one wants to read an essay either.
Exactly. It's just anticipating the next logical question and neutralizing it. You say, yes, I've completed the report and shared it with the team. Please let me know if any changes are required.
That is so much better. I see the mechanism there. It's about taking ownership of the mental work. But let me challenge you on the timeline stuff.
Bring it on.
The sources highlight saying, do it fast or send ASP as major mistakes. But if I'm in a hyper-growth startup or there's a live crisis, typing out, could you please complete the presentation by 4 p.m. today? Just feels like unnecessary friction.
I hear that a lot, actually.
Right. Isn't ASA just universally understood as drop everything right now?
No, and that is exactly where the egocentric bias destroys workplace efficiency.
Egocentric bias?
Yeah, it's our natural tendency to assume that others share our internal context, our priorities, and our, sense of urgency.
Oh, okay.
Your definition of fast in a startup might mean in the next 10 minutes. But the designer receiving that message might think fast means before they log off for the weekend.
Oh, I see. Because it's subjective.
Totally. When expectations aren't quantified, disappointment is just guaranteed.
So ASAP isn't actually a timeline at all. It's like just an emotion, like a panic button.
That is exactly what it is. And when you say ASAP, the recipient's brain treats it as an unstructured threat. It literally spikes their cortisol levels.
Which probably makes their work worse, honestly.
It does. It impairs executive function and leads to rushed, poor quality work. But when you say, could you please complete the client presentation by 4 p.m. today? You remove the ambiguity.
You give them a clear target.
Right. Specific communication is a tool for emotional regulation. It lets the other person actually triage their tasks.
Let's put that to the test. Let's do a quick spot the mistake challenge for you listening. Think about the cognitive load we just talked about.
I love these.
Which message makes you feel more in control of your day? Option A, need AASP. Or option B, could you please share the sales report by 3 p.m. today?
I mean, option B is the clear winner here.
Right. What's fascinating here is how just a few extra words completely eliminate workplace anxiety.
It really does. It transforms a crisis into a manageable workflow.
But, that assumption that everyone shares our internal clock, it doesn't just apply to texts or emails.
No, definitely not.
If vague texts are bad, vague spoken words in meetings seem like they would be even worse because there's no paper trail.
It is worse. Spoken communication requires so much more intentionality because the context evaporates the second the words are out of your mouth.
The sources outline a scenario that made me physically cringe.
Let's hear it.
So a manager is walking out the door and casually says to an employee, "Let's discuss the project tomorrow." The employee just nods and says, "Okay."
I can already see where this is going.
Yeah. The next day, the manager is fuming in a conference room at 10 a.m., and the employee strolls in at 3 p.m., totally oblivious.
Because nobody confirmed the shared reality.
Right.
The manager assumed 10 a.m. based on their own routine. The employee assumed the afternoon based on theirs. The professional alternative is to just ruthlessly eliminate those assumptions.
Just say, "Let's discuss the project tomorrow at 10 a.m. in meeting room B."
Exactly. It takes 2 extra seconds.
But let's look at the flip side of meetings. The silent employee. The person who just pretends to understand.
This is such a huge trap.
The manager asks, "Any questions?"
Yeah.
The employee says no, and then 3 days later, they deliver a project that is completely wrong.
Driven entirely by self-preservation, it is so common for anyone entering a new professional environment.
But wait, let me push back on this.
Yeah.
Doesn't asking questions make you look like you don't know what you're doing?
It feels that way, sure.
Like, if you're a new hire, isn't it safer to just figure it out silently? You don't want them to think they made a mistake hiring you?
It feels safer in the moment, but it is a massive strategic error. Yes. Nodding when you don't understand is essentially taking out a high-interest loan on your reputation.
Oh, wow. A high-interest loan on your reputation. That is brutal, but so accurate.
It feels relieving today because you avoid embarrassment, but the compounding interest of that ignorance will bankrupt your credibility next week.
When you miss the deadline or mess up the whole project.
Exactly. And honestly, asking questions doesn't make you look incompetent. It shows you're professional.
How so?
Well, the confident alternative isn't just saying, "I'm lost." It is targeted inquiry.
Like what?
You say, "Could you explain that part again?" Or, "Can you provide an example of the final deliverable?"
Oh, I see. You're showing that you're engaged.
Right. If we connect this to the bigger picture, good communication is about confirming understanding. Using phrases like, "Let me summarize," completely removes the ego from the equation.
It's just about getting the work done right. Okay, let's transition from what we say to how we say it.
Ah, the tone.
Yes, the sources call this the casual trap, or what I like to call the yo bro WhatsApp syndrome.
Oh no, that is a terrifying name.
Imagine a manager messages an employee asking for a client update, and the employee replies, "Yo bro, working on it," with the sunglasses emoji.
I mean, it literally makes me wince just hearing it.
But is it really that bad? Like, if a company has a startup vibe or a flat hierarchy, shouldn't you bring your authentic self to work?
Authenticity is great, but friends don't equal bosses. Casual chat language doesn't translate to corporate trust.
That makes sense.
When a manager asks about a client, they want reassurance that a business asset is secure. Yo bro implies you don't understand the gravity of the work.
It's like treating $1 million client the same way you treat ordering pizza with your roommate.
Precisely. The professional alternative is so simple. "Certainly, I'm currently working on it and we'll share the update shortly."
It just sounds so much more reliable.
It says, "I respect you, I respect the task, and I am in control."
Speaking of not being in control, let's talk about email disasters.
Oh, there are so many.
The sources mention the long email monster, like sending a 1,200-word email for a simple issue and just putting your manager to sleep.
Which is terrible for cognitive load.
Right. But contrast that with the ultimate nightmare, hitting reply all.
A true rite of passage in the corporate world.
Imagine someone sends a generic holiday announcement to 5,000 employees, and one person just hits reply all to say, "Thanks, dear."
Oh, it's painful.
And then it starts a chain reaction. Someone else replies, "You're welcome." Then 50 people hit reply all to scream, "Remove me from this chain!"
And suddenly the entire company server crashes.
All because of one "thanks, dear."
It demonstrates a total lack of situational awareness. Checking the to and CC fields is just basic digital hygiene.
Absolutely. Okay, let's do mini quiz challenge number 2 for our listener.
Let's do it.
Which subject line is better? Option A, meeting change, or option B, client meeting rescheduled to 4 p.m. today?
I'm going to go with option B.
Of course. Good subject lines save everyone's time. They don't even have to open the email to know what's happening.
Exactly. It's about respecting the other person's time.
All right, here's where it gets really interesting. Let's do a rapid-fire corporate translation exercise. We're going to upgrade your vocabulary right now.
I love this part. Language totally shapes perception.
So I'll give you the clumsy, reactive phrase that new employees use, and you give us the professional upgrade. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, scenario 1. Someone asks you a question,
Yeah.
and you genuinely do not know the answer. The instinct is to say, "I don't know. What's the upgrade?"
Let me check and get back to you.
Oh, that's good. Why does that work better?
Because I don't know is a dead end. Let me check positions you as an active problem solver. You maintain your authority.
Love that. Okay, scenario 2. A task gets dropped on your desk, and it's totally not your job. The defensive reaction is, "That's not my job."
The professional alternative is, let me connect you with the right person.
So you're setting a boundary without being rude.
Exactly. You are still providing value by routing the request efficiently.
Okay, here's a tough one. You're in a meeting, and a colleague says something factually incorrect. You want to blurt out, "You're wrong."
Yeah, don't do that. You navigate that by saying, I have a different perspective.
It almost feels like a psychological trick.
It is conflict de-escalation. Saying, you're wrong, triggers their ego. Saying, I have a different perspective, invites curiosity.
That is so smart. Let's do one more. Someone mumbles on a phone call, and you miss it. The casual reflex is to say, "What?"
You upgrade that to, could you please repeat that? Or if it's a bad connection, I want to ensure I capture that correctly. Could you run through that last point again?
It's so polite. These small tweaks make you sound instantly like a CEO.
True professional communication is just choosing to be intentional rather than reactive.
Well, to wrap up this deep dive, there's one last story from the sources that perfectly captures the danger of assuming everyone speaks the same corporate language.
I think I know which one you're talking about, the keep me posted incident.
Yes. It is the ultimate misunderstanding. So a manager tells a brand new employee, "Please keep me posted."
Such a common phrase.
Right. But the new employee takes it literally. They hear posted and think of the post office.
Oh my goodness.
So every single day, this employee goes to the local post office and mails a physical letter to their manager.
That is dedication.
Day 1, the letter arrives. "Sir, I reached the office." Day 2, "Sir, I ate lunch."
Honestly, you have to admire the follow-through.
The manager eventually has to explain that "keep me posted" just means keep me updated.
But it proves that corporate jargon isn't universal.
It really isn't, which is why we need a framework. Let's do a rapid-fire recap of the 5 golden rules of office communication.
Lay them on me.
Rule 1, be clear. Don't say "do the needful." Say what you actually need. Rule 2, be professional. Avoid the casual trap like, "Yo, bro."
Right. Rule 3 is be specific, right? To defeat that egocentric bias, say 10 a.m., not tomorrow.
Exactly. Rule 4, confirm, understanding, summarize things so everyone is on the same page.
And the last one. Rule 5, ask questions. Never take out a bad loan on your reputation by nodding when you're confused.
That is such great advice. If you are listening to this, remember that great employees don't just work well, they communicate well.
Corporate communication is just as critical as your technical skills. It really is the operating system of your career.
So what does this all mean for you? Next time you draft an email or a message, ask yourself, if someone sent this exact message to me, would I know exactly what to do or would I have to play detective?
That is the perfect filter.
And here's a final thought to mull over.
Mhm.
We live in a world where AI can auto-generate emails and polish our grammar. So the real question isn't just about being clear anymore.
What is it then?
With algorithms writing perfect text, is your uniquely human communication, your empathy, your tone, how you handle friction actually adding value to the relationship? Or are you just adding noise to the machine?
Wow. If you are just passing data, an AI can replace you. But if you build trust, you are totally irreplaceable.
Exactly. Use these tools to build that trust. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into office communication.
It's been so much fun. Stay intentional and keep refining your voice out there.
We will catch you on the next deep dive.
See?